Everybody stand by, and we're on. Cheers. It's Adam Carolla, the guy who started the power. Damn it, Joel
see my middle
McHale.
finger? Go ahead.
Here's where we are. We're in Jimmy Kimmel's backyard. We're with celebrity
Can you hear that
barbecue
saw,
chef
Adam?
extraordinaire Adam Perry Lang, and we also have Jimmy Pardo in here as well. Now, how did we all get together? Well, we booked everyone separately and just decided to turn it into a party. So let's start the barbecue.
This is a party.
This
right?
is
The atmosphere is very party-like.
Adam.
Four dudes on an afternoon?
Yeah, exactly.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Beer's gone a little skunky,
Yeah.
but I'm drinking it anyway.
Bandsaw in the
Adam, give
background.
us your details quickly before we hit the barbecue. Jimmy Kimmel discovered you, yes?
Yeah, well, I guess so. I started off cooking in high-end French restaurants, and then I went to go work on a New Mexican ranch, like as a private chef. And over there was like a lot of displaced Texas ranch hands and cowboys there. And on the downtime, they do barbecue, and they totally pulled me into it. And it's history from there. I decided to open up my first business, which was in New York. And
Jimmy says you do the best barbecue anywhere.
yeah.
You agree with that?
I don't know.
Well, you're pompous.
So it's fair? Go
Well,
like
Jimmy,
that?
Jimmy has a very
You know.
discerning palate.
Yeah.
He really does. And if he says something is good, especially something tastes good, it's good. And he says you're the best. So let's learn some of the tricks. Yeah, I want to eat and learn some of the tricks. First,
Well, let me ask you this, because I want to start with this steak over here, because
right.
this is like something. Because this is like your typical steak. How do you you grill it all, or
yeah, but it's always just
like what do you do? Like you got the steak in front of you. What do you do?
I'll tell you. My nanny's name is Olga. Olga,
That's what it is.
cook the steak.
Not here. He's not here.
Oh, Jimmy. Yeah,
That's how it is.
That's how
okay.
it works. I don't know.
Okay.
What to do,
Well,
but I
let me
have
show you a
question.
couple of things.
I have a question about steaks.
Yeah.
You hear, first off, you hear like freshest cuts in town, and then you hear aged,
Yeah, it's a
30
good question.
days.
It's a good question.
So which is it? Like
question.
you want the fresh or you want the aged?
Well, for beef, you want aged. For
I was
everything
doing
else,
aged with chicken and fish.
no, you don't want to be doing that. In pork, everything else is fresh.
I wonder that
Yeah.
amber
we had a
jack. I had some
barbecue.
amber jack at 45 days, and I was like,
Really?
oh,
We
this
had
is good.
chicken sashimi at Adam's
Half
house.
price.
And
30
we were
days
sick
we'd
for a
aged
month.
that in a root cellar.
Yeah,
So
it was
beef,
terrible.
you want
when you say
aged.
meat, ground beef as well?
No.
What about my ground beef? Do I
Because
want,
he's a chub
Fresh.
pack man.
what am I?
Chub pack. He buys
The chub
beef
pack, like
in
the
rolls.
bulk, the
I
bulk.
don't eat meat. I don't cook it anything.
You
so,
know the terms.
I don't know what
huh?
chub pack
Dad was
means.
the
Chub
king of
pack.
the chub
Who the hell
pack.
knows chub pack?
So I want fresh ground beef.
Carolla.
All right, so which is it? Is it aged or fresh?
Well, it's a twofold question. First
What
of all,
about aged? Is that involved?
What's that?
It's
Jimmy.
aged. It's
Aged,
not
aged.
I misunderstood completely.
Okay.
I'll get
But
out
it
of
is
the
involved. We'll
conversation.
get back to that in a
Okay,
second.
thank you, Ed.
But for the whole cuts, it's a good question for the hamburger ground. You don't really want aged beef on that, because what's happening is like when you have aged beef, this is not what it looks like on the outside when it's aged. We cut away all of that. It's like very dark and has some friendly mold. I call it friendly mold because it actually works. It doesn't get you sick, but it works on tenderizing the meat and increasing the flavor.
It's right up there with happy herpes. It's friendly mold.
That's what my mom used to call it.
Friendly mold, yeah. Happy herpes. Anyway, so you cut. So if you're going to ground it up, you have to make sure you cut off all that.
All right. You
right.
say when I'm going to do that. I'm probably not going to do any grounding. I'll have the butcher do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you should ask them to grind it for you.
And I've been told when you barbecue, you should pull like beef fat or whatever it is beforehand, so it all becomes room temperature, so it'll cook evenly and quick, as opposed to a big piece of beef and then it's really cold in the center. You put it on, it burns on the outside, and then it's still raw on the inside.
It depends on the thickness. Like if
With
you have
something
a
like
really,
that, you'd have to make it room temperature.
no, not at all.
Oh.
This will cook evenly and fine. But when you're talking about like a small roast, absolutely, because the outside would kind of overcook before the inside came to like temperature.
That apply to
let's
pork
say.
roast and beef roast?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. So how
You wanna cook
how
or
do we
what?
prep this? We let
Yeah,
it
let's
go,
cook. Let's put something on the
Okay.
age
grill.
it 30 days.
But let me show you something first, because this is important. Okay, because you can go out there and this is how you choose a steak. I mean, most Americans, they like fatty steaks. I'm not talking about fatty on the outside, but fatty on the inside.
Marbled.
Marbled, right, exactly. Intramuscular fat.
You want
This is
to
what-
shut an artery down.
Yeah, exactly. This is what's really, aside from the tenderness from the aging, this really makes a steak very juicy. It's also more forgiving if you're not that great on the grill. You know, so you could actually get a leaner cut, and that's okay. But you just have to cook it less. Like if you want to cook something lean, you got to really cook it rare, medium
Right.
rare, max. Don't cook it more, otherwise it gets like
Gets
tough.
dried
and
up.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyway, these are the tips that you have to do to make a perfect steak. Okay, season first, and you got to season with salt a lot. It looks like there's a lot of salt. The reason why you have to season with a lot of salt,
Now, do you use the kosher, the sea salt?
either or, either or.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
If I took a rabbi and a mermaid and said, which one is the kosher and which one's the sea, and I put a gun under their head, I don't think they could tell.
Probably not.
How
sea
are
salt's
you
a little
going to get
chunkier,
a
is it not?
hold of a
Sounds
mermaid?
not-
The beginnings of a good joke, though. Rabbi and a mermaid.
Man, that is off
Walk
the
into a
cuff. I
kitchen,
love
sure.
it. I love it.
So sea or kosher?
Sea or
doesn't matter.
kosher, it doesn't
not
matter. Not
regular salt.
iodized. You don't
I
want
don't-
iodized salt. You know,
don't.
it has like a tinny flavor. If you have good quality stuff, you don't want to be tasting
I
that.
feel like iodized salt was what everyone used, and then about 5 years ago, now it is just kosher or sea salt.
Did
pretty
anyone
much.
ever get the Morton's iodized salt? You know the very
Yeah.
famous
With the
Morton's
lady
With
in
the
the front,
girl.
yeah.
And she's got an umbrella
sure.
and she's dumping it on the
Yes.
ground. And it says when it rains, it pours.
Right.
I lived with that for 30 years, and then I woke up in the middle of the night when I was like 37, and I went, "What the fuck does that mean?" I just nodded for like 37 years. Sure. She's dumping it. She's
beautiful
dumping it.
image.
It's raining outside. She's dumping like we all do.
We all dump
when
our
we
salt.
see clouds gathering, we grab some iodized salt and we go dump it out on the earth. And then I thought, what the fuck does that mean?
Is it the in the Midwest they dump salt on the roads to clear the ice?
That's
Do you
for
think she's doing
snow,
that?
but it's raining. What's
I
it
don't
mean,
have no
Adam?
answer.
I have no clue.
When it
I have no
rains, it
clue.
pours?
But we all grew up with that.
Maybe
Dumping it on the floor.
Yeah, but there's not many products that show you wasting their product on the cover.
It is. It's
It's
ingenious.
incentive to buy more.
Well, it's
Right.
like instead of a pinch here and a pinch there, you just
Yeah.
lop the top off and just dump it out in the
But
sand.
if you imagine like a Betty Crocker or like it's one of those like cookbooks,
like-
and it just shows them hucking it into the garbage like this beautiful meal
Yeah,
flying
like
through the air.
on the can of Betty Crocker frosting, you show the guy with the spoon doing it.
Look at it like great.
The egg guys.
Yeah.
I'd like
a
to start a
cake into the
dairy and call
toilet.
it throwing eggs,
Throwing eggs dairy?
which is really like these are the best for throwing. They have a little thicker shell, so they won't go off in
Perfect
your
size to
hand,
curl around your finger.
and
Won't hurt.
a little more yolk to really add some color.
How do you
And
cultivate a thicker shell?
Adam, I think we
How do
missed
you
a
do that?
step. Did you put some oil on that?
Oh,
Yep,
wait a
yep,
minute.
yep.
I'm sorry.
Now, regular olive oil, what kind of
No,
oil?
no, don't put olive oil on the steak. Not good.
Why not?
To finish. It's a good point.
Because
good
of the
question.
flavor?
No, because it has a low burn point, and it smokes,
Oh.
and it has it can get a bitter taste because there's like a lot of particulate in it.
All right,
okay?
so what
So
kind
salt,
of oil?
Canola
pepper,
or vegetable
canola.
oil.
Canola or vegetable.
Yeah, but this is the key thing. You got to season salt and pepper before you put the oil on. Otherwise, if you put the oil on top, everything floats on top.
Doesn't penetrate.
That's right. And then when you're putting on the grill, the grill will rub off a lot of this salt. So as you're cooking it, you got to keep seasoning and reseasoning.
Speaking of canola oil, are we gonna? You should put that on the grill.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay, let me show you
dang it,
something real
I've
quick.
Never been more.
All right,
You're gonna be hungry soon.
And do you care about like gas grills or charcoal grills? Does it matter?
It matters, but the key is that whatever you're going to use most, I say. You know, it's the bottom line is whatever's going to get you out there most. I prefer charcoal. I like wood, but you know, if someone's going to say, "Oh well," you know,
Adam, what does your nanny prefer?
I don't know. I've not been outside.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
can you
right.
even reach this grill?
Well, I don't
mean,
care
'cause
for that
you're-
kind of humor. That's
you're
insulting,
What are you,
Joe.
4'11"?
I'm tired of that.